ASL Challenger League Group Stage Round of 32.
And up here, speaking of him, up here on the top right-hand side of the map, we have plugging his Twitter for Alloy E is
Aldaris.
And his opponent, who is spawning to the top left in the red trunks, it is from Triple T.
Greenberet.
We have a probe going out to scout. I'm curious what Aldaris will do to open here. In the games against Ascended, we saw him be essentially relatively undefended in both games, but still survive. So even though there were early attacks by Ascended, he was able to hold everything off despite pretty greedy openings. So I'm curious how greedy he'll be against a Terran player and what he could get away with, because we don't see there is a gateway first. So not going for like a crazy Nexus first against Terran or anything.
Well, me personally, I just want to see the building all in again.
Yes.
But I want to see the armies engaged this time to see what difference it makes having the command centers floating above your army.
I think it would be decent. I think they would, in that last fight, I almost want to go back at some point and do, maybe we could do it on ASL After Hours this week. Go to that fight and do take command and just slam the armies into each other.
Yes.
See what happens, because I'd be curious.
We'll do that. That sounds good.
Yeah, write that down, Saber. That's what we're doing.
That's going to be the entire focus of ASL After Hours.
I'll just do it over and over. Over and over. It's definitely on the plays of the week, is the full barracks, full building liftoff. So you get double barracks here by Greenberet, but he's actually hiding the second barracks a little bit, and the probe's not going to end up seeing that. Double gas from Aldaris, who is not starting a zealot or anything, so he's just getting his cyber core out and crowning out his economy here.
I've got to wonder whether Greenberet goes for that biomech style we saw in the previous game.
Yeah.
Even though it was against the Zerg, whether he still decides to get the factory units alongside. Well, it looks like yes, he's getting double gas.
Yeah, he's getting the double gas here. He's got one SCV being idle again. It's sitting in a place where he's like faking that he's working, but he's not. And,
he's the foreman. He's making sure all the other SCVs work.
Supervising SCV.
There's an awful lot of missed production time on that command center.
Yeah, command center and these barracks, which are now making. One of them was making rain, the other one's not being used. Generally, if you're going to do this 2-racks opening, the idea is to be aggressive with
highly aggressive
units. Yeah, like you want to. You're putting a lot into it, so you do want to get that out. And on the Protoss side, we do have the Mothership Core out. We've got the Stalker out. Warp Gate's being chronoed. He's going to be quite adequately defended if anything does come out of the Terran.
Taking his Nexus as well. It was actually scary to look at the worker difference. I mean, Protoss is nearly 10 workers ahead of Terran, and we're only about 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy at this stage in it. You expect them to be a tiny bit ahead because of Chrono and building the orbital, but only like 3 ahead, if that.
Yep. I mean, nearly 50% of Terran's workers are in gas just now.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see. Yeah, unfortunately not.
Plus of shells.
Yeah, which I would have understood a little earlier. Often you'll get this style, the 2 barracks out with 1 gas, and you get concussive and go with a few Marauders and shut everything down with those. But that's not the stage we're at anymore. It's way too late for that sort of thing.
It looks like the 2-racks pressure, but it's just the wrong way to get to it.
Yeah. He has pulled 2 SCVs from his gas to get more mineral production out.
Yep,
and he's going up the stem as well. So maybe he's still looking to hit some sort of stem timing, but I think it's going to be too
It's going to be too late. The Mothership Core is going to be there to defend. Highly likely there will be 1 or 2 sentries.
Yeah.
Actually, charge coming down from Aldaris, so it looks like with it coming down
really,
that early, it has to be charged on
really quick. Yeah, really quick charge. And there's the Templar Archives being added on. There are 4 gateways.
His forges?
Does not. No. So
do you not normally get one?
There's one. Yeah, you should usually by now, but he is getting it now.
Right.
This Terran army, even though it's coming quite a bit late, is pretty strong. He will have the photon overcharge to fall back on, but there are only 2 units actually on the ground for Aldaris. So if this just stems in, particularly if he just snipes the Mothership Core, could do a lot. Will he know to do it? There comes the photon overcharge.
No, he's running away.
Just going to back out. Yeah. I think he had to at least kill the Mothership Core before backing out.
Yep. Essentially what he got there was 1 photon overcharge and 1 stalker.
Yeah.
Which really isn't worth it when you put this much into your 1 base aggression play.
Right. Because he is going to have... he's going to have another photon overcharge by the time this comes out. And then he's got these 4 gateways full of production that are just going to rack up over time. And it's going to be too much.
He's got 3 Templar down there as well just now, Aldaris.
Yeah, he does. I'm wondering if he's going to morph them into an Archon because he doesn't have Storm or anything, does he?
He's not even started Storm, so here comes the
he's making the Archons right in front of him. I think he should just target fire all that down. The Mothership Core is dead.
He's going to lose this entire bio army.
Yeah.
Because he's just walked into Archons.
Yeah, I don't know what he's... Yeah, he could have just killed it. That is game, which is a shame because, once again, if we could take command of that bio army 20 seconds ago, it would have been game for the other direction.
Yep.
All he had to do was target fire down the 2 Archons that were morphing in, and he won. But unfortunately not.
Still no Storm being researched for Aldaris. There it goes now.
There we go. He is chroning that out now. Seeing that it is all bio, there's no factory or anything. Greenberet trying to fall back in a command center now.
But at 10 minutes in the game when your Protoss opponent has had his Nexus up for a considerable amount of time, like that command center is not going to be of any use. He's dead. Yeah, probably. We'll just see. The timing is now up to Aldaris on when he dies exactly. Yep. Although, when we did watch Aldaris and Ascended, Aldaris was a bit hesitant in moving across the map when he was in a game-winning position.
Yeah, he did tend to play really safe in that sense, and we get this out of him a lot too, this very chronic supply blocking going on, and I think that's also what makes him hesitate potentially to move. Of course, we're going to get that a lot from all players at this level in the game, but it is, you can see how big a deal it is when people are supply blocked for like 20, 25 seconds.
Yep, definitely. I think Aldaris' biggest problem is lack of scouting information. Like, he doesn't know that Terran's on 1 base. He didn't know Ascended was on 1 base.
Yeah.
He has no map presence. He just sits in his base, builds his army, and goes, right, okay, my army's ready, let's go.
Yeah,
like that's him. He's got Storm, he's got Charge, and now he's moving out.
Yeah, now he's good, and now he's in a dominating position, but it's almost one of those things where it's by the grace of God that he is. It's because the Terran and that same Terran army against that same Protoss army in some other hands was a Terran victory.
Yes.
But it just didn't turn out that way. And it was the same during the Ascended games. That Zerg army, maybe in some different hands, was a Zerg victory, but it didn't turn out that way. So it's kind of by more his opponent messing up that he is living, but now he's dominant.
Now we need to be careful here because there are 6 Templar with Storm. So guys, don't go shouting Protoss OP.
Yeah.
Protoss just completely outplayed Terran in this game.
Yeah. And evaporated his army. There we go. So let's take that. on Overgrowth, and in the bottom left-hand side of it, who is looking to make this, I would say a 4-0, but he kind of it's more of an honorary 4-0 because he forfeited one game, but essentially without a legitimate loss. It is Aldaris.
Aldaris.
And his opponent will be up in the top right-hand position, our Red Terran, who's currently down 0-1, with one of the most interesting playstyles I've seen yet in ASL. It is Triple T's.
Greenberet.
All right, we do have once again a fairly early scout here by Aldaris. It kind of makes sense from his point of view to just go over and make sure nothing ridiculously cheesy is happening, since essentially that's what's been tried on him for like 3 games in a row. Is something cheesy. So he will go over, see what's going on yet again, and then bounce on out of there. And he is going
to. For him. Oh, it's a CC first, but he's not going to see that the SCV was there to build it.
Yeah.
That's rather brilliant. So he might now think it's going to be a proxy Rex play.
Yeah, because he went in, saw nothing at all.
Although,
and he's kind of looking around, yeah.
But in saying that, he went into Ascended space, saw that he was getting 10 pulled and didn't react. So something tells me he's not going to know what to do with the information he's got anyway.
Yeah, he hasn't been much of what you'd call a scouter or a responder of any kind. Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. He just kind of is
he knows where his opponent is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he knows what side of the map he's on, where he's going to come from. But doesn't really respond that much. He just kind of does a build and does it. That's it. No Cybercore coming yet either for Aldaris. Which is odd given the amount of gas. There it is.
Looks like nope, Greenberet is going to be getting a second barracks and then a gas.
Yep.
With no SCV production.
No, of course not. Why would you want those? It's ridiculous. SCVs are just to come with your emulator. Aldaris confused. I think he's still looking for this proxy that doesn't exist. He's really sending stuff around like, yeah, he's almost convinced there has to be something because he saw nothing, but there isn't. But there are 3 barracks building in the Terran space.
Yep. And still no orbital commands, even though the barracks has been done for
very odd to get that. That's a big loss in mineral production to not have the mills out. There's an orbital coming now. Second one will not. He now knows about the other base. Probe will get up and see 3 barracks. And
that's got to put Aldaris at ease.
Oh, is he close enough to see the other gas? No, he did not get actually close enough to see that any gas is taken.
I think we've maybe seen a blink all in or DTs. I think blink's unlikely on this map. It's going to be DTs.
It's a bad one for blink, but yeah, he is getting blink. Yeah, not a great map for it. There's very little area that you can actually use it, but if his control is good, it's still good.
Yes, we can only hope.
Yeah, we'll see. No barracks no bunker for Greenberet either, and he hasn't really shown a tendency to put them down. And if you don't have a bunker, then definitely stalkers with blink are really good. Yeah, you just die. You need something to protect them because your troops are very squishy, and theirs can go off and regenerate their shields. Yep.
Now I wonder if he's going to throw down a scan, Greenberet. Normally you scan a process about 6:30 because you can see their tech choice, or you can see the buildings that are leading up to their tech choice. But no, he doesn't seem to be throwing anything down, which is a shame because he would see that it's 4-gate blink stalker all in.
Mm-hmm. he should be able to see, at least because he owns a control tower, or the Zelnaga tower, that the probe's coming across. So maybe he can catch this pylon or something and prevent it from going down. He'll also see 2 stalkers and the mothership core coming across the map, and that's got to be a red flag for you.
He's sent 3 Marines over to the other side of the map and only has 5 and a Marauder at his side.
Yeah.
I think he's going to die.
I think so too. He is baking a bunker though. 2 bunkers.
Ooh.
Right at his low ground. 4 stalkers
He
coming
needs
in.
to make them further forward though.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the
main.
presence. Yeah, so that they can't just blink up to the main. I agree. I don't know if he's got the presence of mind for it, but he's got the 3 Marines in the 3rd. If he just brought them to the Protoss main right now, then
He could get a fair few worker kills.
he could get some worker kills and force warp-ins at home.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Aldaris doesn't want to do. The bunkers are finished, but he's not occupying them yet. These stalkers are coming up. These are still empty. He sees
They're
the force
empty.
now. They're empty. He's just sitting there. He's watching. Half of his forces are being used. Some of these
No blink
stalkers will
micro.
fall.
There we go.
Yeah. No blinking yet. Has to bring the
Target
SCVs.
Marauders. Still no blink micro.
There's a little bit. Not very good though.
There's too many
But I
stalkers.
think it will be, just overwhelming. Yeah, the Marine's just kind of sitting at home. He's trying to build a bunker on his high ground now.
Yeah, and he's doing the right thing, Aldaris. He's just getting into Terran's production.
Yeah.
Once you stop the units coming out, then that's game it.
Yeah, it really needs to pull all his SCVs and try and defend this. But he's not gonna, and just calls GG. So Aldaris kind of just cruises through the group here. No real barrier
Yeah.
to him. And so he will be our first player to advance.